I got you.
All right, creatures of the night, Alex Doriot here, one half of the Talking Taker podcast, welcoming you back to yet another round of Digging Up the Dead Man here on the Talking Taker YouTube channel as I unbox some new purchases and some new additions to the Talking Taker figure / memorabilia collection. So, as you know, if you've been watching our videos, listening to the podcast, I am trying to collect, random Undertaker figures and memorabilia items, but also trying to purchase figures to represent every single match that we have covered on the Talking Taker podcast. Myself and my co-host, my partner, my wrestling buddy, Mr. Travis White. We've covered every single pay-per-view match of The Undertaker's career. Now, we've come up on our 5-year anniversary of doing the podcast, which is crazy, insane. Never thought we would make it to this point. But, of course, I'm trying to get a figure to represent all of those. And I wanted to show off some recent purchases from, can you believe this, Ollie's Bargain Outlet. I don't know if you can see the tag on there, Ollie's Bargain Outlet. Yes, I went on a figure hunt, figure shopping at Ollie's. Do you have an Ollie's? Are you familiar with Ollie's? If you're not, it's a discount store, it's a bargain store, it's a chain, and sort of, I guess, most comparable to like a Big Lots, maybe like a Marshall's or Ross, I guess. But those are more clothes. I'd say Big Lots is a pretty good comparison, or Rose's or something like that. And they definitely get secondhand, not used stuff, but surplus stuff. Bargain Hunt is another chain, sort of like Ollie's if you don't have them in their area. And they don't have a huge toy section, but I do go in there from time to time. We've got one right up by my house, and I'll stroll through there on my way home from going to run another errand or something like that. Pop in and walk through the toy aisle. Our store is just one aisle, and they've always got at least one WWE item. I remember where I used to live in Atlanta. I think our Ollies had a Kevin Nash NWO Mattel Elite figure there for probably over a year or something like that, a basic NWO Kevin Nash. And they'll have stuff like that. I found the Hacksaw Jim Duggan WrestleFest figure there, which is a pretty cool item there at one point. But they have stuff on good discount, and I stumbled across a couple things that I wanted to add to the collection, so I'm going to be unboxing those here. First of all, I've got this came out last year, I believe, the Championship Showdown 2-pack with The Undertaker and Bret Hart representing SummerSlam 97 here. It is the 25th anniversary of this awesome main event match from SummerSlam 97, the Heart and Soul pay-per-view. And I've already got a Bret Hart in my collection, and this Undertaker is not super different or unique that I felt like I needed to add it to my collection. But you know what? It was on sale at Ollie's, and they had a bunch of them there. And as Steven Zeman from the Collecting Dead Man podcast says, you know what? No taker left behind. Had to pick this up. So I will do that one here in just a moment and talk about that. But I also got some of these WWE Beast Mode little figurines, miniature figures here. They came out, this is Series 2. I think they came out last year as well. Maybe even a little bit before that here. But they are little blind box figures, and you can see them there. The gimmick is that they're kind of, it's two figures in one. So you get the wrestler figure, and then you get another little two-piece monster that's kind of like the spirit animal or the avatar of the wrestler that you can wrap them up in and fight with them, play with them. They're basically like little Happy Meal toys, and I've been on the lookout for them for The Undertaker one for a long time now. I saw Series 1 back in the day, but I never saw Series 2 in stores. Happened to stumble across them at Ollie's. They had a ton of them sitting on there, and I said they're blind boxes, but pro tip, you can Google it online for the code for which wrestler is which, and you can see it on the box right there, that tiny little print. You're looking for code H to get the Undertaker figure. So, an adult collector, you can find that stuff out. A kid searching for toys, they're going to just be surprised by what's in the blind box. So, I I got an Undertaker, and I actually got a few other guys as well that I needed to add to the Talking Taker collection. Can you guess who? Can you figure out who's going to be on there? Who would I need for the Talking Taker collection? It's those 3 guys down there at the bottom, the New Day. So I'm going to open that up. I'm going to explain why I need the New Day for a Talking Taker figure collection here. Let's do that. Let's open up with the Beast Mode guys here. Full disclosure, I already opened Big E before I realized, hey, I should do an unboxing video for this. So I'll show you what Big E looks like out of the box there. You know, he's like, you know, maybe 2-3 inches tall here. But for this little miniature figure, I gotta say, it's pretty neat, dude. Some good detail in the gear there. You know, his hips swivel, which is what you want for a Big E figure, right? You gotta have that hip swivel in action. Arms move. Gotta love that face. I mean, that's Big E right there with his mouth wide open. No articulation on the legs, but the hips do move. And actually, this vest or robe type thing, I think if you played around with it enough, I think it's removable. It's sort of a harder plastic on there, but I think if you really worked at it, you could pull it off. I'm not going to or anything. But for a little tiny little figurine, not bad for the detailing there. And then, like I said, it's got this, the Beast thing here. It's sort of like this unicorn monster deal. This is really buff, jacked unicorn. And you put the Big E in there, snap it together, and yeah, now he's a monster. Now he's a little demon. So, you know, these are things that kids are into these days, these little blind boxes. You know, I never really had, I had miniature figures, so it's like a Happy Meal toy, kind of. So I definitely would have played with it. I would have thought it was cool back in the day when I was a kid. But I've been on the lookout for some New Day figures to add to my Undertaker figure collection, my Undertaker Opponent Rogues Gallery collection. Why is that? Why do I need the New Day? Well, they obviously never faced on pay-per-view. I don't think Undertaker ever had any type of match with any guys from the New Day. They may have been, I cannot remember, they may have been together in that 2017 Royal Rumble that Undertaker came back for. His last Royal Rumble. They may have all been in that. I'm not 100% positive. But I know Undertaker never had a singles match with any of these guys from the New Day. But yet, here we are. Here's why I need them. Last year, of course, we got that huge surprise of the Escape the Undertaker movie on Netflix. We did a great episode of it here on Talking Taker Podcast. We were joined by friend of the show and horror movie aficionado Randy Turco, as well as another friend of the show, Saint Ridley Santos there, where we explored all the different, choose your own adventure endings of that movie. And of course, Undertaker was joined by his co-stars in that movie, The New Day, which was awesome. Such a random, out-of-the-box thing, but such a great combination. We loved that thing. I can't wait to go back and watch it again this Halloween season. But, I've been looking for New Day figures because they're not official opponents, but they're a big part of the Undertaker's canon and of the Talking Taker canon. I thought about getting the New Day retros, and I'll talk about that as I open up these other guys here. I'll go ahead and get to that. Thought about getting the retros. And it's funny, man, those New Day retros, I remember seeing those at Five Below for months and months and months. And this was before I really collected, I was back into the collecting game for figures, but I could have had those for $5. And they're not $5 anymore. They're not the most expensive retros, but they're not $5 anymore. I wanted to have the New Day all in matching gear for the figure shelf. I didn't just want to piecemeal them together. And I saw these Beast Mode figures. I was just going to get the Undertaker, but I saw the New Day ones, and I thought, you know what? It's kind of unique. They're cheap. I paid $3.99 each for these Beast Mode figures. They're not technically Undertaker opponents, so I feel okay having miniature versions of them. As we got Kofi here. Again, it looks like a basic figure shrunk down. It's got pretty good detail, pretty good face on him, and his hair pulled up there in the back, his vest. I mean, pretty freaking good for a little miniature figure. He's in this blue beast unicorn that we've got here. Put that together. I'm not going to display them in the beast mode, but, they're in a horror movie with Undertaker, so having them in sort of these beastly things, I thought, you know, I could justify that. I can put these guys on the shelf for the Talking Taker shelf to represent Escape the Undertaker and to represent the New Day on there. Maybe I'll get some full figures of them one day, but for now, this is pretty good. Kofi's actually got a sword there. All right. I think you could maybe break that off and play with it. It's on there kind of flimsily, but, you know, neat little gimmick. But as I break it apart, there he is in his normal gear, and I'll open Woods here. So I talked myself into that. Here's how the blind box works. It says uncage me right there. You can tear it open. There you go. And they're in like a styrofoam cage. Again, hiding who it might be if you don't know the tricks. Again, I looked it up to make sure I got the right numbers for the New Day guys. And there is Woods, Xavier Woods there, and he actually has the unicorn headband on there. Again, man, look at that. His vest is even like a little bit small, kind of like he wears it there. Can't really tell what's on his vest, but he's got a little design on there. Perfectly shrunken down face. He's got the wrist gauntlets on there. And he's also another version of this unicorn monster. He's pink, very New Day-esque color. And how about this? He's got a little weapon. He's got the trombone on the back. I mean, a lot of work went into this little tiny blind box figure, and I appreciate that. That's very cool. Oh, and the trombone, it is removable. So let's see here. I wonder if he could... yeah, his hands don't really have anything for him to hold it, but, you know, I could put it on there like that, just kind of rest it on there on the shelf. I might have to do that. Pretty neat. Let's see if I can get them here where you can see them. Yeah, there we go. There is Woods, there is Biggie, and there is Kofi, the New Day, to represent Escape the Undertaker on my Talking Taker shelf. You know, not bad, not bad. I guess they'll go officially right here on the modern day shelf. And, yeah, I can check them off my list. Not official Undertaker opponents, but you got to have something to represent these guys because that was such a unique, cool part of the Undertaker lore. There's a close-up of the New Day Beast Mode. And you know what? I already have an Undertaker Beast Mode. You can kind of see it behind me there. But since I was there, full disclosure, I've already unboxed one. But I'll get another one since this is Talking Taker, to show you guys exactly what that looks like here. Undertaker Beast Mode. And here we go. There's a look at that Undertaker figure. Like I said, pretty cool. And I love miniature figures. I've got a lot of miniature Undertakers. I love to find new little miniature Undertakers. A little bit weird here. He's got, man, unless I'm colorblind, to me those look like purple gloves. I don't think they're gray gloves, but either way, it doesn't really match the modern day Undertaker that we know and love. He should have like MMA gloves, but these are like the old school Undertaker gloves on there. But, you know, for a miniature figure, it's kind of cartoonish. It looks cool. And actually, again, a lot of good articulation. The elbow, you can twist it at the elbow as well as at the shoulder there. Hips move. And head actually moves. So the heads move on the New Day guys as well. He's got the jacket. Pretty good. Pretty good for a miniature figure. And he, of course, his Beast Mode guy is purple. Let's see if I can get him in there. His arms are a little not quite in the right space. Yeah, there we go. And kind of hard to see the details on there, but he's sort of like a he's got a skull face. He's got chains on his belt, and obviously he's got some flames on the gloves there. So when he goes into his Beast Mode, he can be right there. And you know what? I have him outside of the Beast Mode there on the shelf right now. I'll put one in the Beast Mode casing there on the shelf right next to it. So, you know, there's a reason to have two of them right there. along with the New Day. So there is the WWE Beast Mode figures. If you see those at Ollie's, like I said, you can Google it and you can find, figure out which ones you want. If you are a Taker completist out there, you're going to look for Series H or code number H. Code letter H on the back right there is where you're going to look for it in case you want to find Taker. If you see him at Ollie's or another discount store or something like that. Pickup number 2 was this, like I said, Championship Showdown 2-pack with Undertaker and Bret Hart. I think they run for $20 in the store, so not a deep discount at that $14.99, but still a little bit cheaper. And I'll show you exactly why I really wanted to get this. It wasn't even for the figures themselves, but there's the back of it. Shows that matchup. Again, it's pretty cool. We're coming up on the 25th anniversary of this match. One of Undertaker's first really, really good in-ring matchups. Bret Hart really brought out the best of Undertaker in these days, and it's a shame, you know, Bret Hart's career, you know, went to WCW and then, you know, faced lots of injuries and things shutting down his career later on, because you think about, you know, the way Undertaker evolved in the ring and in the 2000s and how he would have matched up with Bret Hart, you know, would have been fantastic, would have been amazing. But looks, we got tail of the tape here. The style of Undertaker is powerhouse. Bret Hart is technician. Undertaker's from Death Valley. Bret Hart's from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Undertaker's got the tombstone. Bret Hart has got the sharpshooter. And this was for the WWF Championship at that SummerSlam. Only thing missing from this pack, of course, is special referee Shawn Michaels, who ruined it, who cost Undertaker the title there. And it would have been nice if we actually got a belt in these Championship 2-packs. I don't think any of them actually come with a belt. They come with something else. There we go. Let's do the Dead Man first, right here. Pretty nice basic. These are basic figures in these Championship 2-packs. You'll usually see them at your Walmarts or Targets out there. Well, I've seen them at Walmart. Maybe they might be exclusive to Walmart. I'm not actually sure. But definitely a 97 Undertaker, and I believe this is the... it's not a re-release. This is a new figure just for this 2-pack. And look at that head. Really cool part there is he's got that teardrop tattoo. Fake tattoo. Not a temporary tattoo that he did wear during this period. And this is definitely his 97 gear. Basics, of course. You're getting less... range of motion, less articulation there, but I like basics, especially just for display. I don't mind having them on there, and this is a unique one that we have not gotten yet from Mattel, this 97 Undertaker. He's got his tats, no real design or anything on the legs, as you can see there, or the boots or anything special there, but he does have those little clasps or whatever you would call them there on his shirt. Pretty good head scan to represent 1997. Elbow pads, the gloves, all that good stuff. Can't really complain about that for a basic 1997 Undertaker figure. Not too much bad to say there. Put him here for now. And then we got Bret Hart in his all-black gear. This was during that, you know, summer of 97 where he is the top heel in the WWF with the Hart Foundation, anti-American sort of stuff. Positives on this figure, love the gear. Love the black and pink gear that he was wearing during this time. Look at that, perfectly on the butt, the Hitman logo, which I always thought was so cool. He's got the 4 hearts down on the thigh, the pink sort of flames stuff, the Hitman on there, knee pads, all of that, pretty good. But you know, Mattel has notoriously had some awful, just awful Bret Hart heads, and this is one of them, man. I don't know why they can't get his hair right on his figures. A basic obviously is going to be a little bit worse than an elite, but geez, it's like he wasn't Scott Hall. You know, he didn't have this one little stringy hair that went all the way down his face. Yeah, he had stringy hair, and yeah, it would be in his face when it was really wet and everything, but man, it just doesn't look right. Something about it just looks very strange. And I don't know, man. It's a great figure from the neck down, but that hair on there, I hate it. I don't love it. But the reason why I really thought this would be a cool get is this right here, this stand, this Championship 2-pack stand that it comes with. Let's see if I am smart enough. Yeah, there we go. I think that's how you put it together. Snap it in, or maybe how do you do it? There we go. Snap it in there, and whoop, lost the box. Okay. Oh, all right. It's got another piece. That's why I couldn't figure it out. It's got a hook, basically, here, where you can put it around this guy's waist, and sort of it's a stand, and you can highlight this matchup. It's got the Winged Eagle, which is the belt that these guys were fighting for at that time, that Undertaker had, and yeah, you can snap Undertaker into place. It's actually got a little thing there. You can put the holes for his feet, so he will stay in place there. And yeah, I thought it'd be cool to just put a couple of Undertakers on this stand rather than the Bret Hart. I already have a Bret Hart, and I'll show you the Bret Harts that I have. So I wasn't really that concerned with getting the Bret Hart, I'm not sure if I'll display it with the Bret Hart. I think I'll display something else on there, maybe just 2 Undertaker figures. But I thought the stand was pretty neat, and like I said, it was on sale. I wasn't expecting to see it, and no taker left behind, so I went ahead and grabbed it. There we go. And yeah, now you got a championship stand. Oh, Bret Hart's flying in the air right there. He's more of a high flyer than Taker. Well, not really. He's more of a technician. But he's got a second rope elbow drop. But boy, he's a little too short for the stand. Let's see if I can get him on there. You guys aren't really seeing that, but well, you get the idea. We're going to pretend he's doing like a diving clothesline or something on there. But you can kind of do that. You can kind of swivel these hooks and display a couple guys on there. So I thought that was a nice little added touch, and I thought that would be a nice little thing to add to the display there. But as we close things out, I want to show you the other Bret Harts that I do have on display. Of course, number one is the Hasbro here, and you can tell this was my childhood one. Beat up, his heart is missing there on the chest, so you can't even tell what color the heart really was. Some paint loss there, and you know, I think this head scan is better than this head scan, which is ridiculous for a Hasbro versus a Mattel. But and it's funny, he's got only got 3 hearts on there instead of 4. Interesting. And I think those represent his kids. So I guess he hadn't had all 4 of his kids yet before this figure came out. But man, this is, I've said on here before, I wasn't even like a huge Hasbro fan as a kid because I didn't think they were quite as playable as other action figures. But this one I liked. This one got a push in my figure fed. I thought you could pretty perfectly do the sharpshooter with Bret Hart, and him and Shawn Michaels were like, and Hulk Hogan, obviously. Hulk Hogan up there as well. But him and Shawn were like 2 of my absolute number 1 and 2 behind Hogan for me. So I loved this Bret Hart, and I definitely did use this guy, even amongst Power Rangers and Batman and everything. And then Mini Jacks Bret Hart. Told you I love mini figures, and I think this is my childhood one. Steven Zeman sent me some other little Mini Jacks recently, but and I found some other of my mini ones to put up there on display with them. But I think the Bret is one that I had, and man, these go along great with the Beast Mode figures, about the same height, and again, pretty good detail on these from Jakks. One of my all-time favorite action figures, because it's so bad, is the Hitman WCW figure. Gosh, I cannot remember the name of this series. Ring something. But he is dressed up like a hitman with a vest and a hat and the pinstripes and all that. And he comes with a Tommy gun. I don't know where the Tommy gun is. I'm sure I have it somewhere. But I actually really liked this Hitman figure and used him in my Fig Fed, despite the Howard Stern face here with the stupid glasses and everything. I always thought this was like a cool alternate gear. I know he obviously never wore it, but I thought it would have been cool if he would. I liked the pinstripes. I thought that could have been a neat gear for Bret Hart, so I actually used this guy in my Fig Fed back in the day and gave him a good push because I thought the pinstripes were kind of neat, kind of unique, kind of different for the Hitman. So I got a special place in my heart for that figure. And then, come on, gotta end it with this. My childhood Bret Hart glasses from the merch catalog. Bret never gave them to me. I never sat that close to a show as a kid. Wasn't in the front row, but I had them from the merch stand, and I'll never get rid of these. I'll always have these on display. So there you go. There is the unboxing for my haul from Ollie's Bargain Outlet. You know, you got to check out the discount stores. Don't always just go to Walmart and Target. You never know what you might stumble across. Me, I got 6 brand new figures, and I only paid less than 25 bucks for those. So New Day Beast Mode, Undertaker Beast Mode, and then the Undertaker Championship 2-pack. Let me know if you've gotten all these, or if you got stores like that. Let me know if you found anything cool, Undertaker figures or anything like that when you're out there. Hit us up, subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe right here on the YouTube channel for more unboxings and more Undertaker content, Talking Taker content. Subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, of course. And check out our latest episode, our 5-year anniversary special episode, taking a look back at some of the Undertaker's greatest SummerSlam matches, including this one, which is certainly ranked as one of the best. And as always, take her easy.